G'day, I'm STACKMANDU. Welcome to a new series where we're going to be reviewing some Valorant rounds, specifically from Valorant Champions is what we're going to be starting with. I'm just going to be doing a VOD review, giving my thoughts and opinions on what went well, what could have been improved on, ideas and strategies that I liked, and what a better map to start off with than Pearl, which was the first map for the first match between EDG and PRX, the first game at Champions. I thought this was an amazing map with a lot of back and forth, some interesting things, some undisciplined things as well. But I think there's some really good takeaways from this map and what we could be seeing from Pearl in the future. And we're going to be starting with round 3, which I think is a really, really interesting thing here that happens from EDG. They're on defense. They win the first 2 rounds. And Can, he has an op coming into this 3rd round, an absolute hero op. He's going to be getting aggressive up B long, which is where PRX is walking into. What's really interesting about this is he specifically bought to be able to set himself up this way. In the 2nd round, he bought a Marshall and light armor rather than full armor, and he didn't buy any extra headhunter bullets. So he saved himself about $1,000. What's that, 450 plus 600? Yeah, $1,050, which set him up to have 4,900 credits this round, exactly enough to get him an op and a trademark. And let's just get started into the round. We'll see what happens off. So here's Can here. This is POV we're looking at, and we have all 5 members of PRX just coming down into B long to start off this round.
Player on the team getting into it already and picking up an operator up close position.
And so they do this Astra orb here to get across into the screens there, and unfortunately Can misses that first shot. And then Forsaken just goes and feeds his life away. It's the widest jump pick I think I've ever seen.
Being sent through a bit of a jiggle peek, but that was a jump pick from Forsaken,
which has been a bit of a
still being found. And yeah, Kang is going to be unrelenting with the positionings that he's taking. He's going to
tail here for Forsaken. They get the sage wall down for the plant, and they're going to try and play long with the gun advantage, but as you can see, Benkai exposes himself to Can's op angle here, and they're just going to get absolutely pinched. There's still 4 on site, nobody pushing in behind.
And Can's picking him off. I mean, an absurd performance. Absolutely absurd.
And he gets finished off with a ghost, and
bonus round going to be secured.
A huge bonus round.
I was not expecting this whatsoever. You look at
for EDG here, and I think it all comes down to such a crazy aggressive strategy to buy a glass cannon op, no armor on the bonus. It paid off for them, got them off to a 3-0 start, which they develop into a 5-0 lead to start the game. Okay, so here we come into round 5 of the game. We have full buys for both teams. Can still got that operator. Jing picks up the early first kill. He gets traded out, and we have a huge gunfight here, and everything gets traded down. So that's just all kind of, everyone's just playing really aggressive. EDG like to play aggressive. PRX like to play aggressive. That's all sort of expected. With three deaths for 3 deaths, everything gets traded out. But then Forsaken finds a really nice timing on Can, and it's a 2v1. Now this should be just unlosable, but you see Forsaken just gets really curious into art here. Instead of just going to play with Benkai, he actually sees him first and loses the fight to Haodong through the spray through the roll. So now all of a sudden Benkai's in a 1v1, but he's got utility.
That's a great smoke. Yep.
So he used the prowl, used the tether, which actually stalls him here as well. This is great from Benkai so far, not peeking at all. But then look at this. Haodong gets half and then looks exactly where this haunt lineup is going to come up. Bang. And Benkai just doesn't have time to push through the smoke and spam. And Haodong comes up huge. The foresight that he had to have to look through Gets half. He knows that Benkai's not going to push through the smoke in under 4 seconds. There's no way. Then he hears it coming in. He knows exactly where it's going to be. So there's clearly study that's going on. And then Benkai can't get the spray down.
And he's got the round. That's an unbelievable.
And that's twice that Forsaken's just given away. They shouldn't be splitting up there. I mean, they don't know where Haodong is, but even if Haodong's coming, you saw him look. You saw him look about when he was here. He thought about coming through A. That's going to take him a while to get to Spike. Even so, both of these players should be pushing up here, and you take this fight together. But Forsaken decides to swing out here, loses the 1v1, and all of a sudden the round goes from unlosable to very losable. Now, this wasn't originally on my list, but just scrolling through to get to the next round, I thought I'd add this in after noticing. The exact next round, we find ourselves in a 3v2, which ended up becomes a 2v1 after the res. And then Haodong's walking through, again, same position, walking through art. They don't know where he is. But the PRX players play together this time. They literally line themselves up on the angle. Right?
What a difficult ask. The movement. It's a slight sidestep, a reload. Look how well Haodong is playing with the wallbang here.
He's trying to isolate the angles as best as he can, but it's just not going to happen. He can't find a way in. He's trying to get a 1v1.
But eventually shut down, and finally a round on the board here for PRX.
And then Divide almost tries to throw it again at the end. They end up winning the round. Divide wins the fight, but Divide just needed to walk back with Benkai there, and there's no way that they give him the chance to win that round. Okay, so moving into round 7, PRX is finally on the board. We have Chichu dump this ult. Now he's got a judge, and the only other half buy here is from Can, and he's walked up B long immediately, gotten really aggressive. So they have a lot of map control here. Look, this is all the map control that EDG has. The problem is that these 3 guys only have sheriffs. And so PRX is going to be able to group up and force their way through mid. Now, the rotations here are really, really interesting. What I would have liked to have seen is maybe instead of the Viper ult with a judge, is Viper maybe plays a shorty or a bucky or something like that. And you get another gun onto one of these mid players if you want to really give yourself a chance at this round. Yeah, let's see how the rest of this round starts to play out. So Can's pushed all the way up.
Has put EDG back onto a thrifty. Look at these liberties though that are being taken with the Viper's pit drop down in A main. And all the information being...
And PRX is grouped up. They've got 4 in mid, 1 watching the Viper from pushing out. Can's trying to get this lurk going. Actually ends up going all the way through spawn rather than pushing shops here. And that could have actually potentially changed the round with the timing. But he does get Benkai. And then PRX bail out of this because they know the Viper ult is still here. They know the Viper ult is still here. They're not sure. They know that one more could be here. This would be a terrible place to push him right now. So they're going to bail out and go back towards B, which I think is a really, really, really interesting rotation.
Through mid, still have control of it. Haven't broken the trademark just yet, but they know it's there.
You're gonna break the trademark. Nobody hits this insane flick on Jing. They trade him out, and they go towards B. And then Forsaken continues to play away from the team. Now he is going to get one. Yeah. And absolutely, I think getting that one is probably fine. You're in a really safe angle. No one's going to clear. No one pushing through connector really is going to clear this box. But after getting this one, he doesn't know where the next is. And all of a sudden he's got his knife out, he's fishing around, and I really would prefer to see him regroup with the team, jump peeking.
Being able to get this round on the board, not after a bit of bulldog spam coming through the doorway. Chichu's given away.
You could just get timinged, shot through connector. Now he heard the gun pick up there, so he knows exactly where he is, and that's fine.
Pick up another one. Okay.
But just play as a team. Just group up. It's not hard. All right, so this round we're going to see PRX towards the B side, and they're actually going to make a move into B link. Now, the interesting thing about this is they don't smoke off this player here or this angle. Previous rounds where they've moved towards this side of the map, they've actually smoked this off, which just stops the player on B, Can from being able to swing in, and allows you to take this angle, fight for connector, and then worry about going down towards the bottom of B link. But they don't do that. They just decide that they're going to run in without those smokes. Here they go. They're going to use the fade ult in a moment. There you go. They tag one person in art and then decide to go B. Completely dry. Oh, sorry. They drop the haunt. The haunt sees no one. And then Can swings out. Misses the first shot. They swing back one by one to try and kill him. So he gets two. And Haodong, who is also playing here, manages to get one as well. Just wanted to clarify, Haodong actually was on B site and he picked up the player coming down B long, which is where the extra kill came from. I didn't explain that clearly, and I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't any confusion about where that fight was happening. So, yeah. All right, back with the video. The Jing tries to ult Can, who is able to trade out the kill before he dies, and Mindfreak is left in this insane 1v3.5. Nobody actually had his knife out here trying to run towards Smoggy to revive him. So he's actually unable to properly trade Mindfreak. And now Mindfreak runs towards A because he knew that Haodong was B. Gets the plant down, and you can see the pings come out. The pings here from PRX. They know exactly where he was, and he manages to get a perfect timing as he moves down into secret. And I think Mindfreak plays this so well. And I think Haodong actually, this is the first strange astral wall that he does coming down this line. But really, it's no different to doing this. I mean, this one's better, right? Because this, you cut off A main as well. If Mindfreak is main, which is where PRX have been playing the post plants, you're coming in from flowers. Hopefully, you know, you would maybe get a timing. You haven't seen him cross this way, so you don't expect him to be that way. It's most common. You can, all of a sudden you have so much to play with that you can tap and get half and they never know, and it kind of puts in this weird like timing kind of thing, but allows you to push through. And if you're gonna wall off one, I think you probably wall off both. But he never ends up suspecting Mindfreak. Here he puts the Astro Suck down, and this just plays out really well. Mindfreak just gets the timing. He times the suck perfectly. So Haodong comes in. He's gonna tap to bait. He is a little bit sus. But then Mindfreak just walks around. Perfect timing. Gets the kill. Okay, we're going to move into the final round of the match here, which should have sent it to overtime. You have a complete full buy here for EDG. And on PRX's side, you have one gun, two stingers. I mean, you have a Raze ult as well, but a Sheriff and a Shorty. Like, you shouldn't lose this game. But what EDG does is they leave Haodong out here. Haodong out here on his lonesome. A free gun for the taking. And you just watch what happens at the start of this round.
This should be an OT map.
It really should.
They send the Viper wall out. Forsaken gets aggressive. And he gets his ult. So they push out. And EDG should have been aware of this. They should have been aware that Forsaken was 1 point off of his ult. And they would have been looking to get aggressive on one of the orbs. And if they had have realized that, they could have fought A main and denied him the orb. They could have left 1 or 2 players at the orbs on B. They should have just contested both the orbs at the start of the round. But no, they give Forsaken the ult.
Not at all.
And now we have 4 players. Viper's watching this angle mid, even though we've got the trip here. And Haodong plays really passively here.
So I like this passive positioning. He dodges the Prowler as well.
Prowler comes out, and I disagree. Sideshow just says, I like this passive positioning. I hate this. When you are up against an eco, do not leave 1 player by themselves.
Telling the rest of his team to fake.
It's just too easy. You can't trade the kill. And EDG, they start coming back here, and Smoggy's going to get here in time, but it's just not enough. They've worked their way all the way up with their stingers. And they trade out a kill, and Benkai now has a Vandal. And so now you're going up against 2 Vandals and a Chamber ult with 2 Vandals and a Chamber ult yourself. And you also have Devi on the Sheriff to worry about. So I've just realized that my camera is in position of these guns. Okay, I'm gonna move. I'm not gonna. This is a first time with this setup and all that. I didn't realize that my camera would be covering the gun, so I'm gonna have to do my camera up there now. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. But look, now this round is very even. They're gonna have to work with the Viper ult here to make something happen.
Great for Benkai.
But PRX do well here to play their outs. They did so well to play their outs. They got their ult, they got the orb for the Chamber ult, and they double pushed up with Stingers to try and find a pick. So PRX have played the start of this round so well to give themselves a chance at avoiding overtime and taking the map. And so now EDG, they have to play for a pick. Can's playing away, seeing if he can get one more, and then here they go. They send it down. Nobody sends out the Prowler. They start spamming the ult, and instead of just planting the spike, nobody walks outside of the ultimate. Walks outside. Blind walks outside the ult and throws the game away. There's 12 seconds left. He needs to get the plant down. Chichu should be in there guarding him. Stop, like, preventing spam, preventing anyone from walking in. But, and this is a great shot from Forsaken. Hits Can by a pixel as he sees the spike disappear. And then Chichu, unfortunately, isn't able to close out. Ends up behind the Sage wall. And that's the first game. PRX ends up winning 2-1 after getting destroyed on Icebox. But if they're going to win their next match against whoever's next, they need to clean up things. They need to clean up some things. They need to play more like they were at Masters, where it's disciplined aggression, where they play off of util and push out and do unexpected things, but it's never just stupid. Sometimes it is stupid, and sometimes they overheat, and sometimes they get away with it. But when they're at their best, they're taking calculated risks. They're not just, they seem like a W key team. And in this game, they kind of did as well. But when they're playing at their best, they're taking calculated risks. And that's what they're going to need to be doing if they want to go far here at Champions, because they came second at Masters. People are going to study them. The teams are going to need to know how to counter PRX. So PRX is going to need to play really disciplined, and they're going to have new strategies. Anyways, yeah, if that's the video. If you want to come hang out with me live on Twitch, the link will be down in the description at STACKMANDU on Twitch. I hope you guys have a beautiful night, and I'll be back tomorrow with another VOD review video. Cheers. Have a good one.